Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, depending on where you're tuning in from. My name is Joseph. I oversee our MLS partnerships here at CubiCasa. I'm excited to chat with all of you today to introduce you to CubiCasa, walk you through how you can use our tool to create floor plans, and really just to elevate the experience with your clients as we launch our partnership with North Star. This is actually especially exciting for us because while I'm down here in Florida, a good chunk of our team actually lives up in the Twin Cities. So getting to see more and more floor plans in the area will just be so much fun for us to watch. I'm joined by one of those teammates up in the Twin Cities today, Daniela from our success team. She'll give us a quick look at the CubiCasa dashboard, show you where you can access, edit, and customize your floor plans once they've been created. But to start out, I'll spend about 15-20 minutes or so with you walking through a few things. So first and foremost, we'll talk about what Cubic Casa is in general. We'll then look at the benefits of floor plans and why they're important to your clients and to your listings. And then we'll take a look at the technology itself, so the actual mobile app that you'll be using, and the different types of floor plans that are available to you once you've actually scanned a property. As we're walking through everything today, please feel free to make note of any questions or use the Q&A function to send over the questions that you have. Once we wrap up today, we'll open up the room to kind of review some of those questions. And Daniela will actually touch on a couple of common questions that we get as well. You may get your question answered before you even have to ask. Last thing of sort of housekeeping before we dive in, I've included a QR code here on the screen. This is what you can scan to create your CubiCasa account and get started. Feel free to scan it now, but don't feel rushed. We'll pull this up at the end of the webinar. We'll leave it up on screen for that whole Q&A period. So you'll definitely get a chance to scan and get started, or you can just click through the CubiCasa link on your MLS dashboard. Either option will take you to that same sign up page, and you'll be ready to get started from there. So with that, I think we are ready to dive in. So CubiCasa has one main goal here in the US, and that's to bring a floor plan to every single real estate listing across the country. So to start off, let's talk about the why behind that, what our tool is and how it works, and how you can help us on this mission to improve the home buying experience for consumers in your market. Right now, just kind of across the board, we are seeing a floor plan demand gap. So consumers are asking for floor plans to be included. They're already familiar with them on the rental and multifamily side of things. But when we look at active listings, floor plans are only included on around 20% of them. And if we look at consumer research from NAR and companies like Zillow, we can see that floor plans are highly desired add-ons to listings. They help to drive both traffic and demand, and they can even help your properties to sell faster. And we know the consumer demand is there. If you look at some of the reports that come out each year, things like the NAR Home Buyers and Sellers Survey, you'll notice that the results remain very much unchanged, with floor plans continuing to be highly sought after. But why are floor plans so important to consumers? I think the easiest way to boil it down is that it helps buyers to understand a property's fit for their lifestyle. If you're on a search portal, for example, you pull up a listing, you're swiping through the photos on the carousel, you're going to be learning about that home room by room or sort of piece by piece. But when you have a floor plan available, like the one you see here on screen, you have that easy to view, easy to understand, quick glimpse into the entire property as a whole. It allows you to see the size of the rooms, the flow between them. You can learn if and where current furniture will fit or plan out any sort of improvement projects. But as I mentioned, I think the most important piece here is learning if the property layout suits your client's family. Are the kids' bedrooms near the primary bedroom, for example? Or on the flip side of that, are the kids as far away from the parents as possible? Is there a dedicated space kind of off the main action of the home that could be used as a guest space or a home office? A floor plan is really going to be the best way to make sense of those questions, to understand the property layout as a whole, and can even help tie all of your listing photos together since those are typically just of one single room or space at a time. So now that I've got you thinking about the benefits of floor plans in general, let's take a look at some of the ways that you can incorporate them while working with your clients. First, you can include a floor plan with every new listing. So this will give consumers exactly what they're looking for and will help your listings to stand out since, as we just talked about, only about 20% of them include floor plans right now. Some of our users have also baked this process into their listing presentations to use as a tool to win over new clients and new listings by showing all of the great marketing material that you're going to create for that property. By including floor plans and really just great listing media in general, you're going to appeal to potential home buyers, and you can even help to generate better qualified leads who know and understand that the property matches their needs and really fits their lifestyle before taking any sort of next step. Outside of just your new listings, you can also use CubiCasa to provide helpful resources when working with your buyers. So not only can you create floor plans for the properties that you're touring, you can also generate other property reports for your clients to help them make the decision of which home to actually move forward with, or if they already have an accepted offer, to start planning out their move or any sort of improvement projects that they want to do to their new home. So everything that I've talked about thus far is just kind of about floor plans in general. How does that lead into what Cubic Casa is and why I'm actually talking with you today? To give you some high level background, we started a number of years ago essentially as a floor plan redraw service. But we've evolved into what we are today, which is an amazing mobile app that allows you to quickly and easily scan a property in just a couple of minutes to create an accurate floor plan. You'll be able to showcase the layout of the home like you see there on the top right, generate the individual room dimensions that you can then use to populate the listing or to share with potential home buyers. And that same quick scan that you do of a property allows you to create a number of different 2D and 3D style floor plans. Now, at first thought, you may be thinking it sounds like this could be a complicated or technical process, maybe even time consuming, even though I did just say a few minutes. The good news is it's probably easier than you're thinking. If you look at this image on screen, that gives you a good glimpse into what you'll look like as you're walking through scanning properties. You'll simply open up the app, confirm the property address, and when you start the new scan, it will pull up a camera type view like you see on the device screen there. You'll hold the device at about chest height level, walk the perimeter of every room on the interior of the home. You can also capture any outdoor spaces that you want featured on the floor plan, like porches, decks, or patios. As you're walking through scanning, you're also going to get real-time feedback. So if you're moving too quickly, for example, if you get too close to a wall, the app will help you to correct that in real time, which makes the process as easy as possible for you as the scanner. But the more important piece of that feedback is it allows you to get the most accurate scan, so you'll get the most accurate measurements and floor plan as the end result. Last thing to note about the app is that it is available for both Apple and Android devices. Any device from the last like 8 years or so will work for you. Next, let's take a look at an actual scan in action. Unfortunately, I can't show, a fully live demo where my computer follows me as I'm scanning. So this will be the next best thing. This video is available on our YouTube channel. So if it comes through a little choppy or pixelated since we're over streaming, just head over to our YouTube. You'll find this alongside other great resources as you get started. This particular video will show the three sort of general steps that you'll take. One, to begin the scan. Two, a quick look at the scanning process as you're moving throughout the home. And then three, once you've completed the scan, how to actually submit that to us and select the different types of floor plans that you want for that particular home. So first up, when you begin the scan, will be to select the property type. Single family home, townhouse, apartment, condo. You can scan any type of property. You'll confirm the street address and review a few best practice scanning tips before you begin. From there, it's going to pull up that camera type view that I mentioned, and you're ready to begin scanning the perimeter of the entire interior of the home, as well as any of those exterior spaces that you want featured on the floor plan, like those porches, decks, or patios. You can even scan things like detached garages. Once you've finished scanning, so you've captured everything inside, you've captured any of those outdoor spaces, you'll submit directly in the app like you see here. Select the different types of 2D or 3D floor plan options that you want for that property. And within 24 hours, your floor plans will be available to download. It really is just as simple as you saw there, holding your device and walking through the home. Now, that video gave us a quick glimpse into a couple of interior areas. We saw that deck area off the back of the home. I always like to show this example here of a pretty non-traditional layout. We've got curved walls, which are always a pain to measure. There's a pool in the backyard. There's an ADU off of the main property. All of this was captured as part of one single continuous scan. And the same process will be true for homes with multiple stories. In those situations, we recommend starting in the basement or lowest level of the home, kind of working your way up from there. You do not need to pause or stop the scan as you move from level to level. You'll just continue scanning as you walk up or down the staircase, capture everything as part of one single scan. And the same will be true for examples like the one that you see here on screen. As you move from inside the home to capture those exterior spaces like the pool or ADU here, you do not need to pause or stop the scan. You'll just continue scanning as you move from inside to outside and capture everything that you want featured on the floor plan as part of that one single continuous scan. Now, once you've completed that scan, you'll be able to download your 2D floor plans within 24 hours, and you can use that same quick scan to create a number of different 2D and 3D style products. So next, we'll take a quick look at what's available to you once you've completed that scan, the different types of floor plans that you can use, including your free unlimited basic floor plans, thanks to our partnership with North Star. So that's the first one that I want to show you here is our basic floor plan, which we call Light. This is what you're going to have unlimited access to, these free floor plans. Makes it a really great option to use as sort of a starting point to start making floor plans a little bit more standard practice when you're getting your listings put together. It's only going to take a few minutes, and the best part is it's free. This is also a great starting point to use with your buyers as you're touring properties. You can just quickly scan as you're walking through and have this really nice free resource that you can provide them with as they decide which home is right for them. The light option is going to cover properties up to 5,000 square feet of scanned area. So that will include the internal square footage, as well as any of those outdoor spaces that you capture, like the deck and porch on the example you see here on screen. It's available to save with or without the room dimensions included. So what you see here has each room labeled with the dimensions of that room listed below. If you just wanted more of like a marketing style floor plan, or we're just looking to showcase the general layout of the home, you can toggle those dimensions off and just have the names of each room listed. Last thing to note about the light floor plans is that because this is a free product for you, it also does not even require a credit card to be added to your account for you to begin scanning and creating these basic floor plans. On top of that basic version, there are a number of optional paid add-ons that you can choose from. Everything that we offer is all created from that same 5-minute scan. So there's nothing different or additional that you need to do in terms of actually scanning the home. And all products are available on a per use or a la carte basis. So you can pick and choose what's wanted or needed for each individual property that you scan. There are no monthly or subscription fees or anything like that. You'll only pay for the actual products that you select. This next sample floor plan shows our 3 most popular options, all of the same property, kind of broken into thirds like you see there. Light on the left-hand side is that basic floor plan that we just talked about. Plus, what you see in the middle here is an upgraded package that unlocks a number of different things. I would say the key piece here is the fixed furniture. So that's where you'll see things like appliances in the kitchen, any islands or wraparound countertops, as well as fixtures in the bathrooms and wet spaces, things like tubs, toilets, vanities, shower stalls. All of that will actually be drawn onto the floor plan, like you see in that bath area and the laundry room in the center. Plus also allows you to customize the style and color scheme of your floor plans. You can save out multiple different versions for each property that you scan to use for different types of marketing. You can generate 2 different property reports that are included with this, as well as our interactive style floor plan called CubiCasa Tour, which I'll give you a look at here in just a moment. Lastly, on the right-hand side, we've got Plus 3D, which, as the name implies, introduces a 3D style floor plan. The 3D floor plans will have colors and textures matched to the space as closely as possible, and will also include actual loose furniture within the home. So things like sofas, beds, dining tables, all of that will be drawn onto the floor plan just to help better visualize the space. Worth noting for the 3D style floor plans is that even if you scan a vacant home, we can still actually fill it with furniture to give that better visualization. In addition to these three main popular options, there are a number of other 2D and 3D products that you can generate, all from that same quick scan. For the sake of time, I'm not going to walk through every single thing that you can create, but just to give you kind of a high level general idea of what's available. We offer a GLA report or gross living area report. This is our appraisal grade product that will show the breakdown of livable versus non-livable square footage of the home. We have a full lineup of 3D options, including the 3D floor plans that we just looked at, as well as video renderings and editable CAD files. You can create a home report for any property that you scan, which will give you a nice cover page, high level key details of the home, and then we'll dive into a room by room and level by level breakdown of the space. You can also use our snapshots feature to take photos as you're walking through scanning the home to highlight key features of the home or maybe areas for improvement. And you can take your floor plan to the next level by making it interactive using the CubiCasa tour. Lastly, you can choose a faster turnaround time for your 2D floor plans if you need them within just 6 hours, or you can even scan oversized properties to get floor plans for homes that are over 5,000 square feet. Now, as a reminder, with all of the options and products that we've just looked at and talked about over the last couple minutes here, you're going to have unlimited access to the free light floor plans, and all of the available upgraded options are again available on that per use or a la carte basis. So you can pick and choose what you want or need for each individual property that you scan. One thing I did want to give you a closer look at is our CubiCasa tour. So this will be included with all of your Plus or Plus 3D floor plans at no additional cost. The tour allows you to take the floor plan that you've already created for that property, upload the listing photos that you're planning to use for that listing, and have this automatically generated virtual tour created for you. It's going to be a hosted experience, so it's just a URL that you can copy paste into the virtual tour field on the listing, share out with potential home buyers wherever you want to blast it out from there. I'm actually going to switch my tab here to give you a live view of the tour. So I'll show you what the consumer experience looks like when they pull up your link and how you can actually interact with the tour. So when you pull up the page, it will look just like this. You've got the floor plan on the left, a photo carousel here on the right. On the floor plan, you'll notice all of these clickable hotspots. As I click into these, they will change color to indicate where you are within the floor plan, and it will take me to the photo that was taken in that actual location of the space. So you can simply come through and kind of click through these to navigate through the home. Or on the right-hand side where you see the photo carousel, you can come over here and just swipe through the photos the same way you would on a normal carousel. But as I do so, you'll notice those hotspots on the floor plan will continue to change color, again to indicate where you are on the floor plan and where that photo was actually taken in the space. So it's just a really nice, clean, simple experience for the consumer and a really nice way for you as the agent to sort of marry together the media that you're already creating for the listing. So for the floor plan, again, there's nothing different or additional that you need to do in terms of scanning the home. Scan it like normal. You're already going to have listing photos for the property, whether you've taken them yourself or hired a professional photographer. Either way, you can just upload those right into CubiCasa, and we'll create this really nice experience for you in just a couple of minutes. Now, something that we launched actually just a few weeks ago is an extension of the tour. So even if you're using the basic light floor plans, or if you just don't upload the photos to your listing, you can still create a hosted URL floor plan that you can then use to share out with clients. It's going to become sort of interactive, not quite as interactive as the full tour where you see the photos, but here you can still zoom in and out of the floor plan. You can pan around as needed to take a closer look. You can toggle between the different floors or stories of the home just to get a better feel for the property. And again, if you have smaller spaces like looking at this water closet here, it's just a nice way for the consumer to get a better feel for the floor plan, be able to zoom in and get kind of a closer look of everything that's happening within the home. So this option will be available for you for any property that you scan, even with those light floor plans, or if you don't upload your photos. And then if you do upload your photos, it just kind of takes that experience to the next level and makes the floor plan a little bit more interactive. So now that you have completed your scan, you've selected the different types of floor plans you want. Maybe you've now created the CubiCasa tour for that listing. The next step is to download your floor plans, add them to the listing, share them with your clients from there. You can download the floor plan images as either JPEG or PNGs. Use these to upload right into the listing alongside the rest of your listing photos, or even just to send right to your clients. The different types of reports that you can generate, like the home report or the snapshots report, will be available as PDF files. Worth noting for the file downloads, you can do so directly in the mobile app, so right on your phone or mobile device, or you can log into the CubiCasa dashboard from your computer, which is actually what Daniela will show us in a couple of minutes here, and download the files right to there. So that's everything that I wanted to cover with you in terms of what CubiCasa is, how to use the app, and a quick look at the different types of floor plans that are available to you once you've actually scanned a home. From here, there's kind of two different paths that you can take. So first, if all of this sounds interesting to you, but you maybe don't have the time to scan your listings or just don't want to, that's totally fine. We actually work with a number of photography companies that include our floor plans with their regular photo shoots. So there wouldn't be anything that you need to do on your end to get all of this awesome marketing material created. You can access a list of local photographers either by scanning the QR code here on screen or by logging into your CubiCasa dashboard. Either option will take your actual geolocation, show you the local photographers that we work with. It also opens up a search functionality, so you can search for photographers within other areas. If you're going to have a listing that's, say, an hour outside of where you're currently located, you can search within those different cities or even different states to find a photographer to work with. On the flip side of that, what I'm hoping everyone does, if all of this sounds interesting to you and you do want to scan the properties yourself, you do want to be able to go in and edit and customize your floor plans once they've been created. I always like to highlight our amazing support team. There's a lot of different things that you can do, a lot of things you may have questions about as you get started with scanning, or once you've gotten your floor plan back and you're ready to make those edits or customizations. You can reach us at any time. We've got live chat baked into both the mobile app and the desktop site. That will be the fastest way to get in touch. You can also shoot us an email at help@cubicasa.com. Either option will get you directly connected to our support team, and we'll be able to walk through any sort of questions that you have. So now moving into next steps for you to get started. First up, of course, is to create your CubiCasa account if you haven't already. You can do so by clicking through the CubiCasa link on your MLS dashboard or by scanning the QR code that I'll pull back up here on the screen in just a moment. If you already have an account, you can also add your MLS affiliation after the fact, which Daniela will show us in just a second. You just head to your account settings, you can add North Star and make sure that your MLS is affiliated. And then once your account is created, you are then ready to start scanning and getting floor plans for all of your listings. It really could not be any easier. I always recommend download the app, do a test scan of your own home. You'll get a feel for how fast and easy the process is. You're also probably already familiar with the measurements of your home, or at least have a general idea of them. So you'll get a chance to see how accurate the floor plans are too. So that's everything that I wanted to cover on my end. Hopefully this was helpful to get an introduction to what CubiCasa actually is and how you can use our app to create awesome floor plans and other types of marketing material for your listings. Next, I'll hand things over to Daniela to touch on some of the common questions that we get that we want to share with the group, and then give us a quick walkthrough of the CubiCasa dashboard to show you some of the tools and features that you can use when accessing CubiCasa from your computer.
Thank you, Joseph. And we've been having great questions in the Q&A, so please keep them coming. Joseph will answer them while I also share on the dashboard here in a couple of minutes. But a few key questions I always like to cover, and a few that I also saw in the Q&A as well, is can you edit your floor plan after it has been created, such as adjusting the labels and moving things around? And yes, you can actually edit your floor plan after it has been delivered. I will show you how to do that here in just a couple of minutes. It's a very simple and easy to use tool, and it gives you control into how your floor plan is displayed. Another question I always like to bring up is, can you use the app even if you are in an area with low service or low internet or Wi-Fi connection? And the answer is yes. I recommend opening up the app while you are at home or in the office and have good Wi-Fi connection. Once the app is opened and you are logged in, you can keep it closed in the background of your device. You go to the property and just simply open the app again and create your CubiCasa scan. The scan will then be saved into your device, and when you are back in an area with good cell service and connection, you can send your order for processing, and that way you can still be able to send properties even though they might be in areas with low service connection. And lastly, can you scan properties that have multiple floors or that have detached or ADUs? And the answer is yes again. So I recommend starting from the bottom floor and working your way up. And it doesn't really matter where you start. I just recommend planning the route in your head prior to starting the scan so that you have a smooth experience going through the property. And if you do need to scan any exterior areas or even ADUs, you can simply keep walking from the inside of the property to the outside in one continuous scan and then go back inside to finish your scan. So that's a few common questions that we usually get. I'm going to go ahead and keep us moving and share the dashboard with you. And again, please feel free to pop your questions in the Q&A. Joseph will keep tabs on it, and we will have some time here at the end to go over them as a group. So let me get my screen shared here. Joseph, you want to, there's my thumbs up. Perfect. Well, as Joseph showed us earlier, when you create a CubiCasa account, you will have access to it in both your mobile device app and this web version that I have pulled up here. Both accounts are going to be linked. The only difference between the two is that you are creating your scan using the mobile app. Once you send that scan for processing, then you will have access to it in this dashboard web view that I have pulled up for us. And the web version will give you additional editing and customization options that I will cover with you today. When you log in, you will see this dashboard page that I have pulled up for us. At the top is a list of photographers within our trusted network that create CubiCasa floor plans with all of their photography packages. So if you are too busy to create a scan yourself, this is a great resource for you to utilize. And most importantly, at the bottom is where you'll access your most recent orders. And to open up an order, all you have to do is select that order address, and you will be redirected to that order page. Now, a few things that you will see on every order page that you land on is at the top, you will notice different tabs available. These are our different upgraded products that you can choose to select when you are creating your order through the app, or that you can add on at a later time, even after your order has already been delivered. This example that I have pulled up here is our Plus 3D package. So this gives me access to that Plus order that has colors into the floor plan and also gives me total calculations at the bottom. To download your floor plans, all you have to do is select this download icon at the top. You'll have access to different file formats that you want to download your floor plan in. You have the option to show whether you want the dimensions to show within your final output. And if you do decide to go with any other upgraded products, you'll be able to select that from this list here. Once you select download, it will automatically download those files into your desktop, which then you can upload into your listing or any other site that you want to upload them in. The next tab I want to cover is the CubiCasa Tour tab. So this comes with the Plus package, and here is where you'll be able to create and then share your CubiCasa Tour. And I want to give you guys an example of what it looks like without a tour created. So if we go under that tab again, it's a very simple process. All you have to do is select upload photos. You will select the photos that you want to include within your tour. Once those are uploaded, you can choose which one will be your hero image or the image that will appear when someone first looks at your tour. And then it will just take a couple of minutes for it to load. We even include a video tutorial for you, which gives you step-by-step instructions on how to do that. I also want to mention, as Joseph talked about earlier, there is the option to show the hosted URL of just your light floor plan as well. So you don't need the plus in order to access this. You can do so by selecting the share icon at the top. And then the link to share that is here. You can simply copy that link and share it. There's also an embedded code link if you need to put it within a marketing website, for instance. But going back to my other order with the completed CubiCasa tour, once it has been uploaded, you'll be able to navigate it and see and click through the different icons through this page. And if you ever need to make any edits or customizations to your CubiCasa tour, you can do so under this quick edit tool. Once you click it, it will open up a new tab. And this is the tool that you will use not just to edit your CubiCasa tour, but also to make other edits to your light or 2D floor plans as well. At the top, you'll be able to navigate through the different floors. So if we select floor 2, for instance, here you'll be able to do simple edits such as adjusting the label name. So for instance, if we want to adjust this to just dining room, I just type that in into this box, select enter, and now that label has been adjusted. I can move it around with my cursor. I can also increase or decrease the size of the labels. And if you have the plus, it will come with fixed furniture icons, which will allow you to move around the fixtures around your floor plan as well. Now, in regards to the CubiCasa tour, if you select the location marker, you'll be able to then select where those location markers are within your floor plan. This pop-up box will appear on the side, which will give you the options to add additional photos to your tour, delete them, and even rearrange the order that you want them to be displayed in. You can also move around the tour icons and reposition them according to your needs. Now, there are quite a few more things that can be done with this quick edit tool. For the sake of time, we won't be able to cover it all today, but I will show you here at the end where to go to find more helpful videos and tutorials if you are interested in taking a deeper dive into this quick edit tool. But once you are done making all the custom edits that you want to your floor plan, you will select the floppy disk here at the top, which will save this model. Once you hit OK, you can wait until it's done loading, exit out of the tab, and refresh your screen. It might take 1 or 2 minutes, and your updated CubiCasa tour or 2D floor plan will be ready for you to view and download. To share the CubiCasa tour, it's very similar to sharing the hosted URL. You just click save. You will have the option to select when you want that link to go offline. So if your listing is no longer active, you can simply unselect this option at any time. You can also select if you want the dimensions to show within your floor plan and the property address. And then here is where you would copy that link for your CubiCasa tour. The next tab I want to cover is GLA, which stands for Gross Living Area. This is our ANCI aligned floor plan. It is mostly used for appraisals, and this will give you an accurate square footage of interior versus exterior spaces, as well as exterior wall dimensions included within the total calculations. You will also get a PDF that has the calculation breakdown. So this is a very helpful floor plan if you are an appraiser with this on the call, or you just need accurate square footage. You will not only get this appraisal grade floor plan when you order that add-on, but you will also be able to display those total calculations within the bottom of your listing floor plans. And you do not need the plus package to order the GLA. You can include it along with the free light package. The next tab is the reports. So this will include our home and snapshot reports that are included within the Plus package. And lastly, our 3D tab will house our 3D video rendering as well as our 3D floor plans and any CAD files if you choose to order them. Now, I did mention that if you at any point in time want to add any of these products after it has been initially delivered, you can always do so at any point in time. All you have to do is select that upgrade icon at the top, select the products that you would like to include. Once you are done finalizing your order, we will get started on working on those products for you and send you an email notification once it's ready to view and download. That's it when it comes to a high-level view of an order page. The next thing I want to cover is under your settings. And if we go under your company, I did see a few questions come in on how to affiliate your account to North Star MLS if you already had an account. And the good news is you do not need to start over and create a new account. You can still add your North Star MLS affiliation to your account. And again, you do so by going under settings, under company, and there should be a tab that says MLS membership. All you have to do is type in your MLS name, which is North Star MLS, add your MLS login ID, select verify account and save, and then you should see this pop-up banner at the top letting you know that your account is now affiliated with North Star MLS. The last thing I want to cover is your styling. So if you are interested in the Plus package and really want to take your floor plans to another level with customization options, you can do so under the styling tab. As you see, you can have multiple style templates created for your floor plans, but if you are new with us, you can get started by selecting Create Style. From here, you'll have different customization options, such as adjusting the language of your labels, how you want the dimensions to be displayed. You can even add your own logo, and you can select the coloring scheme for your floor plans. We do have default styles available for you to choose from. Our popular one is earth tones, but you can also customize it according to your preferences as much as you'd like. You can even adjust things like the font style, how the letters are casted, and even the colors of those letters. One thing I do want to note is there is a disclaimer text that appears at the bottom of all of our floor plans that notes that they are created by the CubiCasa app and that the measurements are deemed highly reliable but not guaranteed. With the light package, that disclaimer text will remain at the bottom, but if you go with the plus or above packages, you can either customize this disclaimer text yourself or you can remove it entirely. And at the bottom, I just want to draw your attention to this option that talks about which total calculations you want to include at the bottom of your floor plan. If you go with the plus package, it will automatically include gross internal area. This is the interior wall-to-wall square footage of your property. If you are needing exterior wall thickness added into that square footage, then I recommend going with that GLA option. You do need to have that GLA add-on in order for that square footage to appear on your floor plan. And if you are not interested in showing any square footage at all within your floor plans, that's not a problem. You can simply unselect this feature entirely. Once you hit save, it will save that template under your list. And if you have more than one template created, you can select which one will be your default for all future orders you make through the app, so you don't need to think twice about it. And if you do need to update the style of an order that has already been made, all you have to do is go back to that order. And then under change style is where you'll be able to add that style you've just edited or created to that order. So that is everything I wanted to cover with you guys in terms of navigating through your dashboard accounts. Last thing I'm going to mention is at the bottom of your screen, you'll notice this chat bubble following you around the screen. If you click it, it will expand. And if you go under the Help Center tab, this is where you'll have access to our Help Center knowledge base. This is a keyword searchable database on everything related to CubiCasa. So for instance, if you want to take a deeper dive on the quick edit, like I mentioned earlier, simply type it in and all our related articles that include links and videos and step-by-step instructions will pop up for you there. So this is a great resource for you to have. And then under the messages tab is where you'll be able to contact our customer support team. So if you ever have any questions relating to an order or your account, our amazing team will get in touch with you within just a couple of minutes and help answer any questions that you have. So that is everything I have. Joseph, I will pass it back to you.